So hello and yes, welcome back to another movie review, guys. Now this one here is one which I think a lot of people are probably anticipating. This is quite a big movie release for this year. I mean, any other year it probably would have been a bit more of a standard movie release, but I think for this year it's quite a big one because, especially in the back half of 2020, we've really not had any exciting films. We really haven't had any exciting films for the whole year, let's face it. There's been a couple around the middle. There was a couple at the start. And it looks like we are going to get a couple right at the end of the year. But right now, it's a bit dead. So, we're resorted to looking forward to things which, don't get me wrong, I think we would have been looking forward to. But to the extent, maybe not quite as much as we are currently. But anyway, nevertheless, wanted to come on and talk about this. David Fincher's new movie, Mank, has hit Netflix. I was nearly said cinema. Oh, God, weren't those the days. So, yeah, Mank. I didn't know much about this movie going into it. I actually had to do a bit of research before. I thought, this is probably a film I might need to look into. So I looked at the premise and stuff and realised that I knew it'd be set in the early 1900s because of the style of the film from the trailer. But it's set in 1930s Hollywood, and it is through the eyes, of course, of the screenwriter who wrote Citizen Kane, who is an alcoholic and a drunk. And it shows the process that he went through in writing Citizen Kane. And it's an interesting premise. You know, I actually haven't seen Citizen Kane, which I know people are going to really criticise me for in the comments below. They're going to be like, you should watch it, it's great, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, probably. I probably should watch it. But I haven't yet. You know, this film has a very interesting style to it where lately, it seems like every year lately they've enjoyed doing a piece like this. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, of course, captured that, you know, incredible feel that the movie industry had in the 60s. And now we've got one in the 30s. It seems like we're going to get one of these every year, which is fine by me, because I love it. And this sort of felt similar to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for me, where I loved the look and the feel of the movie. But in terms of plot and characters, that film didn't do much for me. And it's sort of the same here. I love the look and the feel of this movie. But in terms of plot and characters, there wasn't much going on here that interested me too much. Which is a real shame. I found that, I'll say first off, the way this film looked was gorgeous. I thought it looked fantastic. I loved the audio. I loved the way that the dialogue was captured and stuff. It sounded incredible, this movie. The cinematography was off the charts. I thought it looked fantastic. And as I say, the dialogue for this movie was really good because the dialogue was written by, I believe it was, this was from David Fincher's dad, Jack Fincher. And this is the only thing he's ever written. So I'm not really sure what happened there, why David Fincher went, yeah, I'm going to just take this and turn this into a movie. But you know what, it works really, really well. Some of the dialogue was amazing. There were a few scenes. There was a party scene where I thought the dialogue was off the charts, and Gary Oldman was incredibly drunk, and it was really good. There's another scene where you meet a character, and he's just walking, and he's introducing... Gary Oldman's introducing him to his younger brother, and the dialogue there is amazing. There's so many bits like that throughout the film, and the dialogue is absolutely incredible. And the acting all round is fantastic. Gary Oldman is great in this. Amanda Seyfried is also fantastic. Lily Collins is good, and of course, Mr. Charles Dance, who I'm a huge fan of. I love Charles Dance. It was really nice to see him pop up in this film. Wish we'd seen him a bit more than what we did, but hey ho, that's me being greedy. Yeah, and it was a really, really well-made movie. The score was fantastic as well. But then we have problems with this movie. This is not a perfect movie. It's got some real issues with the plot, I think. And I know that, you know, this is of course based on true events, so they have to be respectful. And I found myself very committed to the first hour of the movie. I was like, right, I know what characters are like. I know that Gary Oldman's a drunk, and I know that this character's like this, and this character's like this. But by the time we got about an hour in, and the plot was just failing to develop very well, I found myself losing interest. And the back half of the film I actually kind of struggled with, which was a real shame, because I feel like it had a really strong start, this movie, and it sort of... I don't know whether it was because it was too long, or because they didn't know where to go with the rest of the movie, but it really become a bit of a drag near the end. And the characters themselves, while I knew all of their intentions and what each individual character was sort of like of the main ones, there wasn't any development to them really. I found them all a bit stale and at times a bit boring. Gary Oldman's character, you know, he of course played Herman, and he was, you know, he was a very interesting character. Probably the best bit about best character. Obviously, he's the main character. It's more than likely he'd be the best one. But yeah, you know, it's an interesting movie. While I respect it, it's really well made. It's a really well made movie. But would I watch this film again? No. No. There are problems here. There's no doubt, and it's a real shame. But overall, it's a decent watch. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but it was a good time. I enjoyed it enough. Out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 7. Yep, I really wanted to give it a higher rating, and when I was seeing the trailers for this, I thought this film was going to be incredible. I really thought it'd be like an 8 to a 9 out of 10 movie, but it's unfortunately just not. It's just not in that ballpark. So I'll go give it a 7. I think that's fair. But yes, so that's that for this review. Forgot how to talk then. I hope you've enjoyed it as always, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message, and I'll see you all next time for another video. Bye bye.